Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Amazing Seller Podcast. This is episode number 763. My name is Scott Volker, and I'm here to help you build a future-proof business so you can create the ultimate freedom. But, and there's always a but, you have to take what you learn here from this podcast and take action, and you can become the amazing seller of your life. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do this. All right. Well, hey, we are back at it. And today I am excited because we are at the end of our brand building series. This is part 6 of our 6-part series. And today, I know a lot of you have been waiting for. It's the one that we all want to know a little bit more about. How do we put all of this together and get to the point of where the efforts that we've put in bring back a return and they earn us money? And in this case, we're going to be talking about the short term and the long term of making money from your efforts in building out your brand, building your home base, building out all of these assets that can then bring traffic, which then we can turn into money. All right. So we have to understand this before we even go any further. If you are just coming in right now and listening to this episode, you need to go back through the rest of this series. A lot of people want to jump ahead, but they don't lay out the right foundation. They don't understand the right foundation. And I'll say this again, because I've said it so many times, but I'm going to say it again because it's really important, is you need to understand that traffic, the right traffic coming in to a website, to your home base, is critical. And as we continually build out our home base with resources, content, ways for people to be either educated or to help them in your market, that is going to bring the right person. We don't want just traffic or any old traffic. We want traffic that is targeted. And in the last episode, in episode 762, which was part 5, Email List Building 101, that one there is critical because if we are really putting the time, the effort, and the money, if we're going to run Facebook ads or any type of paid ads, we want to make sure that we're targeting the right people. So if you missed that episode, you're definitely going to want to go back and listen to that one. Now, let me just do a quick little recap. In part 1 of this series, which is really, really important, is we identified our market. We validated the market that it has the potential for future growth. All right. If you skip that, you can get in trouble later on. If you get to the email marketing side or if you get to the content side and you didn't do that part, the first part, you might find out that you're limited on what kind of content or how much content or that you can even build an email list. Make sure that you go through that. I also am going to encourage you to go back through, if you haven't done so already, the brand growth validation checklist and the additional video training that I created for you, which is absolutely free. And you can find that by heading over to brandcreators.com. Again, that's brandcreators.com. The other thing that I'm doing here is everything that we're covering in this 6-part series is also going to be there. I'm going to take all of these episodes and I'm going to put them in a download area there. So make sure that you go there. Part 2 now in this that we went through was after it passes the initial validation, okay, and that's the critical thing there. Once it passes the initial validation, then we can move forward and we can build out our home base. All right. Our home base is where everything is going to reside. That's where all of the traffic, all of those seeds that we're putting out there, they're going to lead back to the home base where we have all of the control. Okay. We're going to pick out our domain name. We're going to go through some ideas there. And then from that, we are going to purchase that. And then we're going to set up our home base. All right. And we're going to get it ready for traffic. In part 3, we explored and identified a variety of content that will drive traffic to our site. The right traffic. We also talked about filling our content buckets. All right. And every single part of this that I went through, I give you action steps. So by the end of that episode, you're going to fill your content buckets. And there's 3 of those. There's questions, there's products, and there's how-tos. All right. So again, make sure that you do not skip that. Part 4 was creating and posting content, okay, to our website or our channel. In this case, our home base. All right. And I also give you some ideas that if you wanted to start on YouTube, that's fine. If you're going to really go heavy on video, I think you should do both. But if you're going to start there, we also talk about that. All right. In part 4 in that session. And then part 5 was list building 101. All right. This is where we create our lead magnet to build our list. We talk about sending traffic to the offer and then creating that follow-up inside of our autoresponder. Now, if this doesn't make sense to you, that's why you have to go through that part in this series. The other thing that I would encourage you to do if you are brand new to list building and you want to see an actual example, I have a free class that you can go through, totally free. All right, no strings attached. And you can go there and you can check it out right now. It is live at buildlistclass.com. That's buildlistclass.com. If you go there, you'll see the entire case study that we did of us building a list from scratch and all of the pieces that it takes to do that. All right. And then part 6 is today, is how to make money in the short and the long term from all of these efforts, from building out the brand, from getting the traffic, from building the email list and all of that stuff. So that's what we're going to be covering here in this episode. All right. But just please make sure that you go through every single one of these. Get a notebook. And I would love for you to just get a notebook that is dedicated to this series. And this way here, you have it all in one place, and go through and do every single exercise that we talk about inside of this series. So definitely do that. All right, so let's jump into it. Let's just get right to it. So the first thing that we need to know, and a lot of the stuff that we've already done, the research, the validation, we're going to have an idea already, but this is where we're going to spend more time doing this. All right. So what products are people buying or considering to buy? Okay. Again, write that question down and then you will need to answer it. So number 1, here's what you can do. Look back at your notes from your product content bucket that we talked about, okay? When we went through and started filling out our buckets in part 3, we had a product bucket. Why? Because if we write and record videos or whatever we want to do to publish content, I think you should do both, but let's just say that you do one. Let's say you do written content, right? You are going to maybe do the top 5 fishing rods, whatever, right? Or the top 5 chisels if you're into woodworking, right? So those are product based, but when someone is searching for that, they are looking to buy that as well. So the cool thing is that we don't even need to have our own products in order to do these product based posts, which is really cool. And a good friend of mine, Alex from Travel Fashion Girl, she has done this for years. So she has a stockpile of data of products that have sold through her website that she can decide when and if she wants to private label a product. So that's really, really exciting. All right. So number 1, look back at your notes from your product content bucket. Now, number 2 is you need to sign up for an Amazon Associates account and you need to start using your affiliate link. Okay. Because once you have a post, and it might not be getting any traffic today, right? You post it today, but guess what? In 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, right? You can start to get traffic. And who cares? Because if you have a whole bunch of these posts, you're going to have some that are going to get traffic quicker, and you're going to have some that might take a little bit longer, or one might get picked up a year from now just because it starts getting more popular, whatever. So just understand these are seeds that we're planting that are within our business that could always bring back a return. All right. So definitely make sure that you understand that, but make sure that you sign up for that Amazon Associates account so you have that. All right. Now, number 3, you want to start writing product-based content. All right. Start writing. I said it before, like, yes, video is great. And I think it's really good when people are trying to see like unboxings and like comparisons, and then you can see the difference, and that's great. But a lot of people get hung up with that. So I always say, you know what? Write the content. And if you haven't been able to do it, or you don't know if you can do it, have someone else do it. Find someone else that can do it. I already went through how to do that when we talked about that in session 4, which is creating and posting the content, whether that's you or someone else. There's a variety of different ways that you can have this done. It doesn't have to be you, but I like writing product-based content, okay? And then number 4, this is how we can speed up this process. All right, so pay attention right here, because you might have heard me a minute ago and you're like, Well, Scott, you said it could take 6 months. It could take a year. It could take 2 years. And that is true organically, right? That's organically. Now, what we can do with our email list is we can send them not to the product directly. And let me just give you a little disclaimer here and a little note, okay? And this is important. Write this one down. You cannot use an affiliate link in emails. It's against email terms of service, okay? You cannot do it. You're going to violate the terms of service in your Amazon Associates account and in emails in general. It's just not a good idea to do that. So I would recommend not doing it. Definitely not, all right? But now what you can do is you're writing this content. It resides on your blog, on your website, on your home base. You can write an email that sends them over to your post. And now when they're reading your post, there's a chance they could click through on one of your links. All right. Another little side note, make sure that you read the terms of service inside of Amazon Associates, because you can't just put the links on there with no disclaimer. You need certain disclaimers in there. And there's a variety of different places that you can put it. The easiest and the best way to do it is always lead the post with the disclaimer. And there's some verbiage that they give you inside of the terms of service. So just look at that when you do your sign up and stuff, because it will tell you what to put in there. Make sure that you stick to the rules. Okay. Make sure that you do that. All right. And it's always, again, it's one of those things always changing. So you want to stay on top of that. All right. So don't use an affiliate link in an email. Direct them over to a post that has affiliate links inside of it. That's the right way to do it. That's the way that I do it. And that's the way I recommend doing it. All right. So always make sure that you're clear also that they are affiliate links. All right. Now, the other thing that you can do is post on Facebook. All right. Now you've created a Facebook page, or maybe you haven't, but if you were following along here, when we are creating a Facebook ad to drive people, targeted people over to our email list, to our lead magnet that we talked about, is what we want to do there is we want to create that Facebook page because we need it to run the ads. Well, that page is going to start getting some likes. It's just naturally going to happen because you're driving traffic through that page. So it's going to happen. So why not post it on Facebook and say, hey, we posted a new article over here, or a new review, or a comparison, right? Why not put it there? So that's what I would do. All right. So there's 5 things that I just went through there on this one little section of what products are people buying or considering to buy. All right. So 1, look back at your notes from your product content bucket. 2, sign up for an Amazon Associates account. Start using the affiliate link inside of the content that you're writing. All right. And that's number 3, really, is writing the product-based content. And then you get to use that affiliate link. And then 4, send an email to the product-based blog post or video that you create. All right. But again, little disclaimer, note, do not use affiliate links in email. Okay. Do not use that. All right. And then number 5, post on Facebook page to populate and get potential traffic. We want that page populated anyway. So it's going to take you a very, very little bit of time. Use an image from the article that's already there. Maybe write a little summary about it, nice little catchy little subject line, and then post it. And then this way here, when you continually run ads, if you are to build your list, people that want to just check you out, do a little bit of research on you, they're going to go to your Facebook page. They're going to see that it's up to date. It's being populated. It just looks better. All right. So again, and it takes like 5 minutes. All right. So that's what I would do. Like I said, once you're running those ads, that page is going to naturally build likes and followers over time. All right. All right. Let's talk about the next thing that we should be considering here when making money with our traffic. All right. So for any of you right now that currently have your own private label product, do this. All right. I know a lot of you probably have one product, or maybe you're getting ready to launch a product. So here's what I would suggest. All right. Create content giving tips or how to use the product. Okay. So create a piece of content giving them tips or how to further use the product. So many people don't realize people get the product, they don't know how to use it. Or they get the product and they want 5 tips on how to catch more bass, right? So we want to create content that wraps around the product, okay? Then we can send an email out about our how-to content, okay, that we just created. Or maybe it's an unboxing, or maybe it's an exclusive tip that we're sharing with our email list. I talked about woodworking. Maybe it's dovetail tips, and maybe you sell a router bit for dovetails. See how that works, right? You're giving dovetail tips, but you just happen to sell a router bit set for doing better dovetails, okay? The other thing that you can do with your own private label product is run Facebook ads to your product at a 30% off discount, okay? Limited time offer. I can't stress this enough, guys. If you don't give people, all right, either a limited time offer or a limited quantity, people have no reason to do it, right? They're just like, okay, great. Yeah, I'll wait. Maybe I'll do it next week, right? You need to have some type of scarcity there. We all are motivated by that. Me personally, I am too, right? We have to give ourselves deadlines, but we also need deadlines for other people or limited quantities. So always, if you're going to drive Facebook ads to a product, which again, I'm a little on the fence with that. If you are, you definitely better be collecting that email address in between. And I talked about that in the List Building 101. So if you missed it, you're going to want to go back and listen to that. Because when you're running Facebook ads to a $30 product, it's kind of hard sometimes to make that profitable if you don't have a back-end funnel in place. So at least we want to create that email opt-in. The other thing that we want to do on that, and we talked about this again in that last episode or the email List Building 101, is we want to also have that Facebook pixel installed on that landing page of the product. Here's why. Let's say they go there and they don't buy and they don't even opt in. They don't use their email address to get the coupon code, right? So what we can do if they land on the page is we can set a retargeting campaign that basically says, hey, show them another ad or remind them that the limited time offer is going to expire, right? And this way here, you get in front of them one more time, even if they don't jump on your email list. So that's another thing that we can do. Now, this can really only be done if we have our own product. We're not going to do this with an affiliate product on our blog. Now, if we had an epic blog post that we thought would get really like a lot of attention in our market because it's just an epic post. It's a pillar. It's a big, massive post that gives basically it's like an ebook or a guide, but you have it residing on your website. If you drove traffic there in the hopes of, yes, you might get some affiliate sales, but also it could get picked up and then get shared, and then you start to get some organic reach, then yes, maybe that works. But you got to think through that. But again, that's another option. But if you have your own product, it's different, okay? Because now we have more margins to play with. All right, so just something to think about, okay? Now, here's another way that we can monetize our traffic. We can sell our own ebook or our own Kindle book. All right, what's the difference between an ebook and a Kindle book? Well, really nothing. The only thing is it's formatted for Kindle. You also, if you sell it on Kindle or on Amazon, you also get to be part of that traffic. There's also, you have some options that you can be for being a Kindle seller is you also get these windows of promotion time where you can either give your book away at a discount, you can give your book away for free to get downloads. Like there's a bunch of stuff that you can do there. I'm not going to go into that right now, but that's the advantages of doing a Kindle book. All right. Now, here's the deal. All right. With an ebook, you can sell that on your own website and you can generally sell it for more. And the reason is because people are conditioned that a Kindle book is going to be between 99 cents or up to $9.99. Like that's kind of like the threshold. Most of the time, 99 cents to $3.99 is kind of like max. With an ebook, that can go from $3.99 all the way up to $19.99. Okay. So you have a lot more room to play with. The other thing is if you're selling your own ebook on your own platform, on your own website or in ClickFunnels, whatever, you can then do these, what we call order bumps, which is kind of like a little bump like, hey, you bought that or you want to buy this, check a box and you can get this, right? Or you can also have an upsell in place. Again, I'm not going to go down that road, but having an ebook does give you the ability to do that. All right. So having an ebook, let's say we have a mini series and it's going to be Furniture Woodworking Mastery. Okay. Everything you need to know about making furniture in woodworking, and it's a mastery series. Okay. So if you're into woodworking and you want to create furniture, this is going to be the ebook for you. Okay. You'll probably have pictures of different projects that, a dresser, a chair, right? Make the cover look really, really sexy. So $3.99 is what that would sell for. Okay. Now, what happens is once they put in their name and email address, and then they're going to be taken to the next part where they would check out. They would then pay for this item for $3.99. We call this a two-step checkout. All right. What would happen is there'd be a little box that would have a little check box there, and it would say, add the woodworking plans for just $9.99. So you can have this, maybe it's 15 furniture woodworking plans. For $9.99, you can add those to your order, but you don't have to. Okay. It's a natural thing that you would probably want if you are going to buy the Furniture Woodworking Mastery, right? So you always want that to be in line. You want it to help or assist in the first purchase. Okay. Now, the last part, whether they check that box or not, let's say that they say yes or no, it doesn't matter, and they click to submit their order after they put their credit card information in, then we can upsell them something else that would add to Furniture Woodworking Mastery to make it even better. So what could this be? Well, let's talk about this. Maybe for $39.99, they would get a video series of you actually in the workshop with the teacher, right? Like maybe you get 6 videos, 30 minutes a piece for $39.99. So maybe that's the upsell. It would go well, right? You buy the book, Furniture Woodworking Mastery. It's an ebook. You're going to go through it. You're going to be able to maybe print it out, bring it out in your woodworking shop and go to work. Okay. So great. You got that. But now before you leave there, it's like, hey, you're interested in our Furniture Woodworking Mastery. Do you want to have 15 of our woodworking plans just for $9.99? You can have them. Okay, good. And then the other one would be, okay, well, you bought the book and you might or might not have bought the plans, but you're still going to be doing this woodworking mastery. Maybe you want to see a video series of us actually building stuff, right? You see how that all kind of goes together, right? Now, the other thing you can do, let's say you don't want to go down that route. You can just offer a physical product. Maybe you do offer a router bit set, and maybe it's for doing dovetails in furniture. Well, guess what? We're selling a Furniture Woodworking Mastery ebook, and our order bump is our woodworking plans. Well, there's a good chance they might want our router bit set, or they might have their own, or they might want the one that we use, right? Because obviously they've trusted us enough to buy our Furniture Woodworking Mastery. So you see how it all makes sense? You just have to plan this out and really think about what is the natural progression and kind of like what would they need that would help them and make it easier for them. Okay. Now, option 2 here in this whole thing is to just sell a Kindle book. And then inside the Kindle book is where you would link to products or other guides to build your email list. That would be the focus. Okay. Or maybe in the Kindle book, you would have a link that would say, hey, to download our 6-part video series, click here for just, $19.99. So you could have that. You can sell in the book, or you can just use the book as a lead magnet in a sense, one that is actually earning a little bit of revenue. And just to let you know, I've sold Kindle books. I've sold regular ebooks. I've done them both. And I've made a lot of money on both of those. And at one point when we were in the photography space, we were selling a couple of Kindle books and making over $1,000 a month just from the royalties from a $3.99 book, right? So, I mean, that's a mortgage payment for a lot of people, or a really nice apartment. Okay. So just don't undervalue the ebook or the Kindle book. There's a lot of money that could be made, and you don't need to have inventory. You have unlimited supply of how much you can give them. Okay. So just understand that we want to do this. Now, here's the other thing to be thinking about. You might be saying, well, Scott, you know what? I don't want to create a digital product. I don't want to create an ebook. I don't want to create a Kindle book. I just don't want to. Well, I got some good news for you. You don't have to if you don't want to, because there's other things that you can do. Here's one. You can sell other people's ebooks or other people's video courses. And where would you find these? Well, if you go to clickbank.com for products in your market, you're probably going to find some. And you're probably going to find, and it's crazy, a lot of people that don't understand how this whole digital products model works, you're generally going to get paid a 50% commission or more. All right? Because they're looking at it as it's a digital product, so I don't have any inventory, and I'm getting a customer. I've seen it where people will even pay up to 75% of the product because they want the customer. Okay. So understand that it's happening, and people they'd be willing and wanting you, if you have the traffic, to promote their course or their ebook, and then you would get paid a commission. All right. What you would do is you just create content around it as a review or certain steps in the course, and then you would recommend the product. Here's one thing though. Always buy the product that you are thinking about promoting. Okay. Couple different reasons. Number one, you want to look at their funnel. You want to see, how are they leading people through? Are they just selling the ebook and then delivering it? Or are they delivering the ebook and then offering a bump and then offering an upsell? You want to see that whole flow. The other thing is, once you get through that, you also want to see if there is those other things, the bump, the order, or the upsell. If you see that, you want to also know if you're going to get commission on any of that stuff in the funnel as well. So another thing to look at. But here's the other reason why. Because you want to see if it's a good product or not. I would never, ever promote a product that I don't feel is a good product. You want to be the ultimate resource in your market, like we talked about. So you want to do the research. Take that product, buy it. It might cost you $20. It might cost you $50, whatever, $100, whatever it is, buy the product. Okay? If you don't like it, I'll tell you what, right now, you could just request a refund. I mean, it's throughout ClickBank. They're going to give you the refund. All right. But always buy the product. Do not promote a product unless you've bought it and really did your deep dive in it, looked around. And the cool thing is, if you want to create content with screenshots or a video of you going in the portal and kind of seeing the contents or going through the ebook, what better way to show people what they can expect when they buy it, but showing them. All right. So sell other people's digital products is another way to monetize. Okay. Now, here's a really exciting way, but this way here is going to take a little bit more time, but well worth the time. All right. And that is turn on ad networks. Now, you've probably heard of AdSense, which is Google. Okay. AdSense is like your beginner's level of ad networks, in my opinion. Okay. The next tier up would be Mediavine. Mediavine, they want you to have 25,000 sessions, I believe it is, sessions or impressions, I forget, per month. And then you can use their network, okay, of different ads that are being run on their platform in different companies, okay? And it's going to be tailored towards your home base, towards your website. And then to me, the top of the heap is AdThrive. We're using AdThrive right now in the brand that I talk about quite often. And that one there is doing extremely well. You have to be over 100,000 impressions to use AdThrive. But the cool thing is the payouts are crazy. The last I looked, we are generating anywhere between $22 up to $25 per 1,000 sessions, which is insane. And we are, yes, the time of recording this, we are in fourth quarter. So because of that, our dollar amount is high. It's really high. The traffic is high. And right now, the last I looked, we had a daily, this is one day, we made over $340 in one day just from the ad network. We didn't sell a product. We didn't sell an affiliate product. None of that. Basically, people showed up, we got paid. That's the beautiful thing about ad networks. And that's really what I'm shooting for down the line, because it's somewhat passive, right? As long as the traffic is there, as long as your site is built well, as long as you're not doing any black hat tactics to try to get ranked, to try to build backlinks and all of that stuff, you're not going to get slapped by Google. the best way to have recurring revenue is to get some traffic, some good traffic, and get AdThrive running on that. And you could be making $100 a day, up to $300 a day, $500 a day, depending on the traffic, depending on how much those different businesses that are paying to be on AdThrive are willing to pay as well. All right. So it's really something to set your sights on, because once you get a taste of that, it's pretty good. It tastes pretty good, I'll tell you, because there's nothing being delivered on our end. It's just traffic. All right. So that's why we are setting our sights on that for sure. All right. And then once you get that traffic, there's so much more that you're doing, right? Like now we have affiliate products. So we're getting affiliate commissions that are coming in daily as well. We also have our physical product line that we are selling every single day. We're also building our email list from organic traffic, which we're not paying for right now. So all of that stuff just continually builds upon itself. And it gets really, really exciting. So ad networks are big. All right. So short-term way that you can make some money is through affiliate sales or your own products if you have them. Okay. Now, again, I want you to just remember, you're not going to be promoting an affiliate product in an email. You would be writing product-based content and then driving people to that content. So that's like the short-term way that you can do it. You're not just going to start a blog and then 6 months from now get 100,000 impressions. It's just not going to happen. All right, not unless something went totally viral. Which again, we're not banking on that. We're setting these seeds. We're setting our sights on getting content that's going to get indexed. That's going to be a long-term asset. All right. So short term is affiliate sales. Again, you can do ClickBank, you can do Amazon Associates account, whatever affiliate network you want to use, you can, but you just want to base it around that content. All right. The long term is ad revenue from your website, okay, from the traffic. And then, of course, more product sales will come as well, because we have the affiliate stuff in our own products maybe that we're able to offer them as well. So here's another option that you can sprinkle in there if you want to, if your market will lend itself to it, okay? And you're going to do a little bit of research. You're going to know if your market is into this stuff, and that's merchandise, all right? Maybe it's shirts, maybe it's sweatshirts, maybe it's cups, maybe it's mugs. All right. Here's the deal. A lot of this stuff is on-demand print. So if you have traffic and you want to put up a woodworking, a diehard woodworking, shirt, you can. Maybe there's something out there that woodworkers would wear and be like, I'm in the club, so I'm going to wear this so people know that I'm it's kind of like being a Trekkie, right? If you're into Star Trek, there's certain sayings or certain things that you would put on there that someone would read it and know immediately that you're a Trekkie, right? It's just the way it is, right? But shirts, sweatshirts, cups, mugs, any type of merchandise that you can add. Like I said, there's a lot of different platforms out there, Amazon being one of them, that you can make your own t-shirts, right? So you can totally add that and sprinkle that in, and that could just be another side revenue stream. All right. So bottom line is this though. Bottom line, guys, good market, good niche, plus traffic, eyeballs equals money and more revenue. All right. So just remember that good market, you need to make sure that you have a good market. You need to make sure that you validated the market. You need to make sure that you validated the traffic potential. And then you want to make sure that you validate that it has money potential. And all of that stuff that we covered can also be found at brandcreators.com. You have the checklist there. You have a video of me walking you through exactly how to do the validation process. And then all of this that we covered, which we covered a ton in this series, everything also will be, once it's all rendered and once it's all done, so depending on when you're listening to this, it'll also be there in a download area at brandcreators.com. All right. But it starts with understanding and validating the market. So make sure you go through the brand growth validation checklist and that training that I created for you. That would be my first thing to do if you haven't done so already. All right. So for those of you that are saying, well, Scott, this sounds great, and I've already started this and I kind of want some extra help. Well, we are doing that inside of Brand Creators Academy, and that's where we're actually showing the exact process that we're doing on a case study brand. Also, all of our members are being transparent and open, and we're able to really dive deep into their brands as they're building them. And there's a ton of support along the way. If that sounds like something that you'd be interested in being a part of, then you're going to want to be on the lookout for Brand Creators Academy enrollment when we open. Right now, currently, depending on when you're listening to this, we are closed, but we do open a few times throughout the year. So if you are interested, all you need to do is make sure you go to brandcreators.com, grab the growth checklist, make sure that you go through that training. Anyone that is on that list will be notified when we open enrollment, and we'll be open generally for anywhere from 5 to 7 days. So make sure that you get on that list. Even if all you want to do is just be notified, that is the list to make sure that you get on. But in the meantime, make sure that you go through this 6-part series, all the free training that I created for you, and it's going to be found at brandcreators.com. All right, guys. Well, that was the wrap. That is the last of this 6-part series. And I just want to say I had a blast putting this together. I sat down for a few hours and mapped out this entire process that I've gone through myself multiple times and continue to. And I really, really enjoy teaching it to you. Could you do me one small favor? It won't take you long, but it will help me and it will help the show. If you found this episode and this series helpful, could you subscribe and leave a review on iTunes or whatever platform you're listening to right now? That would help so much. It would help us get out there and really reach more people, and it would really help support the podcast so I can continually show up and help you on a regular basis. So that's it. Just head on over to iTunes, leave a review, subscribe to the podcast, and then this way here, we can help get this out there to even more people and help change people's lives. That's what it's all about for me. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, I'm here for you. I believe in you, and I am rooting for you. But you have to, come on, say it with me, say it loud, say it proud, take action. Have an awesome, amazing day, and I'll see you right back here on the next episode.